So let's think about what that means. We are already beings made from pure energy, living in a universe of pure energy. So let's try to envision the future one more time. People believe humanity will soon find itself in a place of pure energy, filled with amazing pure energy beings, with amazing power, amazing knowledge, able to travel through space and time, in a place so strange that we cannot even begin to comprehend it. But wait! Which place are we talking about? The future's future? Or the spiritual future? Now that we understand the physical world is made from pure energy, these two places now sound like the same place. So, is this a coincidence? That these two envisioned futures now sound like the same place? I mean, doesn't it seem important that spiritual people and scientists now pretty much agree on what kind of future humanity is headed for? They may not agree in the details, they may not agree on where we came from, but they do generally agree on what type of place people will find in their future. So, is there some key to figuring out why this is? Is there something right under our nose that we've been ignoring all this time? Yes, there is something like this. Something we have been trained from birth to dismiss, not think about, and even ridicule. And that is the possibility that time travel is possible and is therefore happening all around us. But time travel is absurd, isn't it? Didn't a bunch of scientists in the 50s with chalkboards tell us that it was impossible? I mean, if time travel was real, then wouldn't time travelers already be popping in and out of our lives? Wouldn't powerful beings from the future be appearing, trying to guide us? Wouldn't our history be full of people with strangely advanced technology? Wouldn't these time-traveling beings have knowledge about the future from which they came? Wouldn't these time travelers have technology that would appear as magic or miracles to less technologically advanced people in our past? And if time travel had been happening, wouldn't these powerful time-traveling beings be limited as to how much they could intervene for fear of destroying the timeline? In fact, when you think about it, wouldn't these time travelers have to be careful about even showing their presence? Because even knowledge of their existence could alter the course of history. And wouldn't these time travelers have to intervene in mysterious ways so that no one even knew intervention was taking place half the time? Perhaps only appearing to certain people at certain times. Perhaps even erasing memories or wiping away evidence that they ever intervened. And of course, wouldn't there be more than one possible future, all with their own time travelers? And wouldn't beings from different possible futures appear at critical events or to key people, trying to change historical events to their own favor? And if time travel was possible, wouldn't time travelers from the future try to save certain people from their past? I mean, if you had a time machine, wouldn't you like to save Nikola Tesla or Abraham Lincoln or your grandmother or just other people that helped create the best parts of your world? But of course, when you think about it, these time travelers couldn't just pop in and snatch these people out of the past, or those people would never do the things that made that future. So how would these time travelers go about saving people from their past? Well, if time travel was real, then obviously time travelers would just upload a person's consciousness into the future when they died. This way, nothing in the past would change. In fact, people in the past wouldn't even know this had happened. The timeline would be unaffected. And if this was happening, what would it look like from our point of view here in the past?
I felt a presence. I sort of turned around to look at it. And that's when I saw the very tiny pinpoint of light. And the light started to pull me. And there was a physical sensation to the pulling, and I know how that must sound. Nonetheless, it's true. There was a physical sensation, rather like going over a hill real fast. Your tummy. And I went toward the light. The closer I got to the light, I began to discern different figures, different people, and I distinctly heard my grandmother call me. She has a very distinct voice. And I immediately went to her. And at felt great. And I saw an uncle who passed away when he was only 39 years old. He taught me a lot. He taught me to play my first guitar. And I saw many, many people I knew and many, many I didn't know. But I knew that I was somehow in some way connected to them.
I mean, if time travel was real, what would the world look like? Wouldn't it be confusing and full of secrets and conflict? Wouldn't there be different histories and different prophecies about the future? But wait a second. Isn't this exactly what the world looks like?